And I'm proud to be the first president in decades who started no new wars. That's very good. No new wars. Instead, I brought our troops back home. No new wars.
As Donald Trump campaigned for his second term, a promise.
No new wars. They said his personality will create wars. I said, no, my personality is going to keep us out of wars. Look at him, listen to him. He's going to start a war. Listen to his rhetoric. They thought I was going to start a war. Let me tell you something. I'm going to stop World War III.
And at his inauguration, he vowed to keep his promise.
We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier.
When you say, I promised, I didn't promise anything. I don't like these endless wars. This is not an endless war. We've been doing this for 3 months. Much of it has been under the form, a pretty good form of ceasefire. The blockade has been amazing. Our Navy is amazing. Our military is the best in the world. Hey, we took over a very powerful country, Venezuela, a lot of soldiers, big, strong military. We took over Venezuela in a matter of minutes. We destroyed the capability of Iran in a matter of days. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Now I'm going to finish it.
And I'm proud to be the first president in decades who started no new wars. That's very good.
So here's the number. From 1998 to 2015, it was 21 trillion undocumentable adjustments at DOD and HUD. Okay. But wait, the bailouts between 2008 and 2012 plus were 29 trillion. Okay,
My
so
word.
now 21 plus 29 is 50 trillion. And then the going direct injections after the going direct reset started in 2019 during the pandemic were another 5 trillion. So that's 55 trillion without even counting the quantitative easing. So I always tell people we don't have a financial problem, we have a bank robbery.
Hey guys, Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures and Wall Street. I'm actually coming at you live from Kissimmee at an ice rink here where my son is practicing. And I decided to post a pod while I'm waiting for my son. Anyways, anything on this podcast, everything and anything on this podcast is meant for information, education purposes only. I'm not giving any investment advice. If you would like investment advice, then reach out to our office, 813-448-3446, or you can visit us at cortezwm.com and book an appointment or request to book an appointment there. I myself or one of my advisors will be reaching out. Should anything resonate with you on this pod, then definitely reach out. Also, you can download a guide at americafirstretirementplan.com. It's a free guide and basically teaches you the color of money and what you should be looking at. If you don't know what that is, definitely scroll down and find the Color of Money podcast, which I think and I know would benefit many, many people just knowing your colors, right? Unfortunately, people are learning the hard way right now. We've already discussed SPXS. We've discussed market corrections earlier this year. I've quantified it, I qualified it, I've showed you charts, but people still to this day get caught up on the AI jargon. They still get blindsided when they don't need to be blindsided. We understand that we have to prepare for all market conditions, up, down, and sideways. Many people listen to this podcast only make money one way, and that is when the market goes up. If you're not prepared when the market goes down or you're getting too emotional, that means you got way too much money in red money. So what I do here is I want to educate you on what red money is. Red money is going to be unlimited losses, unlimited gains, a bucket of money that typically is your stocks, your bonds, your mutual funds, your crypto, your precious metals, real estate. These are things that do not have a downside protection. What I mean by protection is contractual guarantees, meaning I can never lose my money. As a matter of fact, most advisors can't even say those words. They can't guarantee anything. And when you're dealing with securities laws, you can't guarantee anything at all. So be very cautious. If you're going into the end of 2026 and going into 2027, and you don't have an asset recovery plan, or you don't have a backstop plan, or a profit lock plan, or a plan for when the market goes down, guys, you are driving 80 miles an hour in a left lane with no seatbelt. And that's the situation that we're in. I can't control what people say online. I can't control what the markets are doing. And I can't even control what the White House or Wall Street is saying. But what we can control is what we can control. And that is our own destiny. That is what we do today to protect ourselves from not missing out on the market swings, as well as protecting ourselves on the downside and protecting ourselves from hyperinflation. What if there's deflation? What if people run out of money? What if? You see, retirement planning is all about a lot of what ifs, and those what ifs, you can get caught up in the mud, conceptually just completely fallen victim to the mindset of not even doing anything, frozen by analysis or frozen by your own fear. And so if you have fear, that is part of the red money system. It will drag you into fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Fear, uncertainty, doubt basically means that we can correlate it to the VIX, the volatility index. However, fear, uncertainty, and doubt really creeps in when you're starting to be in your 50s and you only have 5-10 years left of working years to build your retirement. And then once you get there, that doesn't mean you stop building. Now you have to think of, do I want to play this game that I played the past 20 years? Or do I really want to keep everything that I worked for? And the only way we can do that is having principal protection. So what green money basically is an environment, a place where you can put your money in. Most put the 401ks and IRAs here, where you get a contractual agreement. Your principal is protected. You're not falling down to the market like it is now. You're not worrying about, am I going to run out of money? You're not worried about, the next NVIDIA stock. Am I missing out on this particular stock? You are simply guaranteeing your nest egg. And what's crazy is that we're still getting stock market-like returns on the green money side of things. And yes, green money is going to be an insurance contract. You have access to 10% a year. You do not lose your principal. You pay no fees. Typically, you don't pay any fees. And there are bonuses involved. So you can literally have a bonus. Some states are 10, some are 15, some are 20, 23. Really depends on your state. But for the overall, there is different state variations, and your money's backed by the strength of an A-rated carrier is typically who we use. So with that being said, you also have yellow money. Now, yellow money is going to be our smart money. These are monies that are managed by professional swing traders, professional money managers themselves, and they will do very well for you from past history. Of course, past history does not dictate or is indicative of future results, as you understand that. But yellow money is 100% liquid. There is a fee associated with yellow money. Typically, I make 1%. The money manager makes about 0.75 to 0.85. However, last year, our regular moderate fund did 24.5%. The NASDAQ did 21. So we literally just beat the NASDAQ and didn't take much risk doing it. So if that's you, if you're interested, then we can have a conversation. I don't know who your advisor is. I don't know if you're funding the things that you're funding and you're on the same page spiritually, even economically, politically, as your current advisor. And if you don't know, I don't know what's worse, that you don't know or you haven't asked a question. So the reason why this whole podcast is here is because stock market is going down. This is when typically people start calling, say, hey, I'm losing money. Hey, I need to figure something out. They didn't want to call when the market was up hot and juicy. They only want to call when the market's down because now they're scared. And look, if that's you, there's no shame. I'm just here to help out. And a lot of this can be avoided if you knew your colors of money. If you had a situation where you could learn, how much do I need to keep safe? How much do I need to keep at risk? How much should I have professionally managed? How much do I need to keep liquid? These are basic questions that you should be asking yourself as we go into this treacherous, uncharted waters that we're in. We don't even know if we're going to wake up to a war. The dollar's crashing, then it pumps right back up. You were sold a bag of goods with silver. I still think silver is a great investment. Now we see Bitcoin just trading a little above 60,000. We could see 50s as the momentum is still going down. It is popping up today on a Sunday. It trades 24/7 now. Here's the thing, guys, is that how much of your retirement do you want to keep on gambling with and not having principal protection on? It completely is up to you. I don't think that's prudent. I don't think it's prudent to not earmark and basically earmark your funds for green, red, and yellow. Maybe you don't even know what that is, but it's not smart just to keep silver as your number one retirement vehicle. It's not smart to keep Bitcoin as your number one retirement vehicle. Will it get you to retirement? Maybe. I really think that silver could see 200-300 an ounce. Maybe not this year, but middle of next year, because they keep on pumping up the dollar, guys. And once they pump up the dollar, you'll see those silver prices come right back down. The same way they lowered the dollar and crashed the dollar in 2022 to 2023, they could do the same thing here, just inverse. And I think they will, because they want your silver. They have to track, trace, control you. It's a game of chess. And now is not time to get emotional. Now is the time to be proactive, get some green money working for you. That way your asset is protected from legal lawsuits, from creditor proof, from bankruptcies, as well as from market risk, inflation risk, and a lot of other risk. Not to mention that green money has dollar for dollar reserves. Typically with an A-rated carrier, they're going to give you dollar for dollar reserves versus a bank where they only give you 0.74, and the banks have been falling up like crazy. So they have not been able to withdraw the funds as you requested on demand because they don't have it, guys. They don't have the funds. And you can Google this. Actually, I'll do it right now in front of you for those of you that are watching. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. Legally speaking, no. This is what Google AI says. When you deposit money, ownership legally transfers to the bank. You become an unsecured creditor to the institution. In exchange, the bank issues the IOU, your account balance, and guarantees they will return the same amount to you on demand. So you do not own your money. I've been trying to tell you guys for a long time. You can do the same thing with your 401k. You're a participant, you're not an account owner. Sorry to red pill you on that, but that's the God's honest truth. So what do we do? Where do we go from here? As we get into these wars, as we get into commercial crisis, geopolitical issues, the ticks are in the farmlands and bioengineered mosquitoes and gridlocks and midterm election propaganda, distractions. All of this is to really, really just shake you down. All of this is here to shake you down, guys. So what we need to do and what we need to understand is that the enemy is there to destroy and kill and devour us. And the first place he can hit you is at home, is in your pocketbook. So if he can get you off the rocker and distracted, you'll spend less time with God. You'll spend less time personally developing yourself. And your money will be gone. So the reason why it's important to understand what red money is and green money has nothing to do with the charts here, the color of money. But what I want to go ahead and share is that you see this big red candle. That was obviously the last trading day, Friday, June 5th. Look how much money has been lost. We are now down to 7,400. Our last point there was around 7,340. Look, what I will say is that we are near what's called a Fibonacci 50% fib trail here. So if it goes down to this 50% fib level, we are in some serious market correction around 6,900. Now it could, once it hits this fib level, could bounce back up. It could go right through, but this is such a huge support that it can typically go down to that level and just explode right back up. Or it can go right there and completely just fall through the tank of the sink, like everything. It's a very interesting time. I'll be watching this. Obviously, I got traffic lights that are red. The short-term, mid-term, long-term still holding on by a thread. But look at my oscillators. They literally, RSI meters are pointing downward. This is no longer... on my 4 hour, it's already there. Like, this is just a huge correction. I knew it because as soon as I started talking about SPXS, I knew that would be a good play. And here we are. We're in the middle of it. So if we look at SPXS, which is the S&P 500 short, it is the opposite. Look at the buy signal I got here. I mean, if you heard me like 2 weeks ago, you would have bought it when it was low around here, around 25. And this thing is starting to cook, man. I'm getting green traffic lights on all three. Looks like that yellow is turning, the long term is turning. And look at my RSI meter. It's primed to pop up. Question is, how high could it go? Well, we haven't seen this type of green bar in a long time. Since March of earlier this year. So yeah, we are we're turning over into a bearish sleeve, guys. You need to be very careful. If you have 401ks, you're trying to retire, you need to be very careful right now. In my opinion, most people should be going conservative. If you have a few years to work, then maybe you start buying more and buying shares of whatever funds you have that are in red. Now it's time to dollar cost average. If you're younger, you could make some really good returns here just by buying, your SPXS, your SP and QQQ NASDAQ funds at a very low price. But guys, it's really time to protect yourselves. SPXS is going to be a great way to protect yourselves when the market continues to go down, as well as UVIX. UVIX goes up when the stock market goes down. It's the volatility index, and it's cheap right now. It's still $4.15. Not a bad hedge. And then if you like making money off Bitcoin, there's also SBIT, which should be popping up. Yep, like crazy. that means Bitcoin is going to go down. So when Bitcoin goes down, this will do what it's doing now. All green traffic lights. Momentum is green. We're on a very top shelf of the RSI meter, and our bars are all green. We've passed the 200-day moving average. So now we're in a situation where Bitcoin is starting to go down. SBIT is the inverse. It goes up when Bitcoin goes down. All I just want to do is just show you guys how to make money on a market correction. That's all this is. Of course, this is not investment advice. This is something that you can use for education purposes only and have the ability to trade. You have to monitor it. I know many of you work, so be very, very careful that you don't put too much money into a trade that you can't monitor.
If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify.
All right, so let me actually update you on the dollar real quick. A lot of people are asking about the dollar and silver. So here we are. Check this out. The dollar's pumping right back up. Holy smokes. We're almost at parity, guys. We're almost at 100 right now. And boom, this dollar's pumping up. So you know what that means? Without even look, I haven't seen this yet, but as soon as we go to silver, you should see it go back down. Look at that needle. Inverse relationship. Complete inverse. So silver is going to go down even more. It's at 67. Holy smokes. Wow. I mean, it's amazing to see the stuff that we talk about, that I talk about, actually come into fruition. You know, everybody wants to laugh. Yeah, whatever you want to say. But the charts don't lie. I already told you that silver was going to go down. I said they're pumping up the dollar. How many times have you guys heard me say that they're pumping up the dollar? The same way they can crash it, they can pump it right back up because they want your silver. It's that simple. Now, why are we still giving the government our money? Why are we still allowing ourselves to go to the bank and give them millions of dollars to say it's safe? If they can manipulate the dollar and force you to sell your silver so they can continue the track, trace, control agenda, what makes you think they can't, squeeze you into the fact that they're going to Fed now you to death? This is insane. Silver is going to get even lower. We might even see 50s here. This bar is nuts, guys. I'm going on a weekly chart. Yeah, we might see 60 very quick. This might drop down to 51, man. This is a lot of momentum. This big bar down and this RSI oscillator, the traffic lights, this is coming down tremendously. That's on my weekly chart. Daily, a 4 hour is still showing weakness and sell-off pressure. A 1 hour, all time frames are showing complete negative trajectory for silver. So if you have precious metals IRAs, guys, if you were duped into buying that, thinking that you're going to be safe, I'm sorry. That's further from the truth. The guys that sold it to you typically only wanted 20, 30% commissions. They got paid for it. There was no fiduciary responsibility there. There is no follow up there as just simply to make a commission off of your fear and your emotions. And what we do here is we show you charts. Yes, there's still going to be emotions, but at least I'm able to quantify it. This is what's happening. Silver is going down, dollar's going up. It's the same thing as the inverse, where the dollar was going down, your silver is going up. But I just think the agenda is a lot bigger than what people make it seem, because tech will eventually come back down. AI will pause, and there's just not enough. There's just not enough silver to keep up with the AI. So this is the government's way of, in my opinion, to squeeze you out of the silver by pumping up the dollar. And you can infer any intent you want by the results given. How deep is this? Where does it end? If they can do this to the dollar, what can they do to your 401k? As a matter of fact, where does it stop? Where does it stop? Because eventually, what's really going to happen is, what do you truly own? We know that we don't own our bank account. We know that we really don't even own our 401k. So it's going to be a form of ownership. What is it that you truly own? When you open up a Trump account for your kid, and they have to invest in the government portal, whatever they seem deemed suitable for the Trump account, for that $1,000 bucks that they match. Imagine every kid did that. And they did it for 20, 30 years. You don't think that the government can manipulate the market? Or maybe they just pump it up like they did with your 401k and give them some false sense of security. Oh man, you got millions of dollars and you're only 40 years old. But in order for you to access your 401k, you got to take the jab. You must have direct deposit to one of our preferred banks. You must have a social credit score of 85 or better. Whatever system they want to play in with it, they could. And this is how they can get you. They could even say, you know what? This Trump account that you signed up 30 years ago, we noticed you got a lot of guns. Let's turn those guns in so you can have access to your Trump account. We don't even know what they can say. And to prove that, you don't even know if you have your own 401k. Tell me how long that money is going to last you. Tell me how much taxes you're going to be paying, and what's it going to do with the investments that are inside of it. Maybe you haven't even given it that much thought. I don't know about you. I don't trust the government with my money. I sure as heck am not going to trust my kids' money with the government. So be very cautious, guys. I know you know this story. I'm just here to sound the alarm. We really care about your financial situation. And all you got to do is give us a call, 813-448-3446. We want to make sure a plan is right for you so that you're not falling victim to what the government feels is safe. Don't let the government CDC you, man. Don't let the government financially inoculate you. And don't let the government definitely fear you into fudding that this is a terrible, or this is terrible if you miss out on this opportunity. I promise you, they're going to try to squeeze you later in retirement. You know what's happening to the 60 and 65-year-olds right now? For those of you that are a lot younger than that. Here's what happened. The past 20, 30 years, every American thought it was safe to put money in a 401k. And yeah, your money will grow because the market's been pumped up by 7 stocks. So your $500,000 401k that you've worked a long time for is now worth $1 million bucks, let's just say. You don't even know how much money of that you do own because you haven't paid taxes on it. Furthermore, when you pull money out and you decide to take Social Security, they limit you how much you can pull from your 401ks and IRAs because now it's considered ordinary income. So when you have ordinary income, they get to dictate where the taxation is, how it's going to be taxes, how long is the tax going to work. Oh, and there's another imposed tax called the Lifetime Social Security Act tax, where you make over $34,000 and you're single, 85% of your Social Security would be taxed. If you're married and you make over $44,000 a year while on Social Security, 85% of your monthly benefit will be taxed.
There's so many rules they can add and continue to add. It just pisses me off, guys, because it's never fair and clear. It never is. You have to stay in the know or have somebody that is always watching this. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to educate you guys. I'm here to be a light and a vessel, pray with you, hold your hand, and teach you how to grow your retirement and more so protect it so you're not falling victim to none of this garbage. And, you know, there's a lot of lies on the internet about me. You know, a lot of lies. It's pretty comical. But the fact of the matter is that I care about every of my clients, and I care about people in their financial situation. And I would never, ever do anything to harm anybody. Or else I would have been in jail a long time ago. Simply put. So anyways, I love y'all. I'm going to go watch the rest of my son's practice and give us a call. We want to help you. Let's protect your 401k. Let's get it secured. And let's live off an income that we can enjoy, that your family can enjoy, that you can enjoy your retirement the way God designed it to be. So if you are interested in reaching out or having a phone call, give us a call, 813-448-3446. Or visit us at cortezw1.com. We do not sell your information, nor do I care to. That is not us. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe on a Rumble channel, YouTube, as well as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. All you got to look up is Scriptures and Wallstreet. Again, Scriptures and Wallstreet. I'm your host, Carlos Cortez. And if you want to get in shape, get lean, start thinking smarter, have a little more energy, go to getmeleanusa.com. They're one of our best sponsors. It's an affiliate program that we love. They're America First. You can buy your peptides from there, have it shipped directly to your house. And more importantly, it's all America First. It's American made, animal and plant peptides derived from animals and plants, all natural, and no crazy side effects. And it will make you stronger, it'll help you lose weight, and it'll get you some amazing rest. I love the calm for myself and kids for sleep time, as well as fit and lean. I've lost 60 pounds and kept it off a few years ago. And I'm playing hockey. I'm skating with guys that are former college athletes and professionals. And I have only been skating for less than 6 years. So I'm happy to keep the weight off and be sharp for you guys, so that when you call, you don't have a fat advisor that's brain fogged and doesn't want to do anything, but you have a warrior that will teach you how to fight financially and protect your family from what is about to come. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. God bless y'all. Be safe, and I'll see you Tuesday. Bye. So how many times have we gotten lost in the minutia of the everyday life? We've gotten fat, we've gotten lazy, we've gotten complacent, not just in our faith, but also our fitness, maybe our finances, maybe our marriage, maybe our family. But we've gotten complacent, and we constantly need to continue to grow. And one of the things I was weak at was in my fitness. As a former athlete, I thought I had it all. My ego got in the way. I'm like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Up until now, I have been able to focus on my fitness. For those of you who've been following me for 3 or 4 years, you understand that I've gained a lot of weight. I've used the excuse of having 4 kids, a marriage, a business, helping out at church, all these excuses. And I keep putting myself in the back burner. This is deadly. And what I love about this company, what I love about taking ownership, is that GetMeLeanUSA.com has the ability to introduce natural, groundbreaking peptides. What your body demands, what your body needs to release those fat stored cells, to build muscle, to gain your physical being back to where it's naturally supposed to be. We're not talking about big pharma saying we're going to come out with the weight loss drug. We're not talking about losing muscle. We're talking about gaining muscle, gaining your physique back, controlling your appetite, giving you the edge that you need to help you get your body back in check the way God intended it to be, by using his resources, with America First products, with America First company that aligns and believes in what you believe in. Introducing GetMeLeanUSA.com. Get in. This is going to be groundbreaking, huge business opportunity, as well as a huge groundbreaking technology that is going to change the landscape. So I know good things before I see it, and I highly recommend you get in. All you got to do is click the link below and get you some fit, get you some lean, and get fit and get lean. This is not going to do everything. Of course, diet and exercise, you continue your walking, continue your protein intake, but man, does it make it a whole lot easier to get in shape. Look at me, I've lost 60 pounds, but this is actually fundamentally a great recipe to get back in shape. And I can personally attest to the amazing effects of this product. So go to GetMeLeanUSA.com. You won't regret it. You can cancel anytime. They're affordable and yet they're effective. And you are supporting our show. You're supporting yourself. You're supporting a mission. There is an affiliate program attached to it if you would want to share it with your friends and family. There's a whole nother opportunity there. But more importantly, let's get your fitness back in check. God bless you. Carlos Cortez here, signing out.